Are you a pro wrestling fan? Then odds are at some point in your life, you were a backyard wrestler. In this new series, I'm going to take you through how we came from this to this. It's a long story, covering nearly 2 decades. But if you're a nostalgic person missing the backyard days of yesteryear and a simpler time of the 90s and early 2000s, this is the story for you. This is Backyard Wrestling Cinema. Welcome to Backyard Wrestling Cinema Season 3, Episode 5. This episode is actually not an episode at all. It's the master tape that I don't know that it even ever aired on TV. I don't have the full edited version. So this particular tape opened like most tapes with just kind of bloopers, and it was our way to break in a new tape. It's just a quick shot of all of us right before we started filming anything, where we're all huddled in the ring together. The backyard was big, so we could go wherever we wanted. But we all always ended up in the ring together, and I think that says something about how close we all were. The opening match saw Cletus take on the hardcore champion Mumbles. This match had hardcore rules, and it was your standard hardcore match.
Oh, into the loins again. Oh, on the back.
Cletus can count.
Oh, garbage can.
There's garbage in it.
Oh, bumping Cletus now.
Oh, garbage in there.
One. Oh.
However, the end of this match, we don't have on tape. You see, in 2002, 2003, these little VHS-C tapes were super expensive, so we would reuse them. So in the middle of this match, we actually have documentary interviews that we filmed in late 2003.
No, I can't remember.
The top 3 matches you've been involved in.
So 15 years before we ever did a documentary, we were thinking about doing a documentary. In the end, Mumbles would end up winning that match. We just don't have the finish on film anymore. Next up, we have a vignette with Mr. Benjamins and Homeboy Joe Slice, and these guys were struggling.
Been out for a while, huh? What's been up?
Don't ask me what's been up.
Wait, well, you were just sitting there. You're just like, I'm still at the hospital, man. When'd you get out of there?
Walk away.
Oh my God!
You're supposed to walk us.
These are 2 guys who don't talk much to begin with at this point, and we did 3 takes, and that was a lot for us back then. And all for this big, huge line at the end.
When'd you get out of the hospital, man?
By the end of the night, maybe you might be the one in the hospital.
Womp womp. That was definitely a line I gave them, and it's corny and was not worth 3 takes. Cobain would defend the United States title against Homeboy Joe Slice.
Oh, Homeboy is opening up on Cobain.
He does not.
Oh!
Homeboy would eventually become our greatest United States champion of all time, but that title reign did not start today.
Oh! Up for the DVD. Oh!
Benjamins would distract him even though Cobain already had the upper hand in this match. Cobain would retain the title, and we further the feud between Homeboy Joe Slice and Mr. Benjamins.
Is Homeboy just one big boot away from the second time losing the U.S. title in 2... Wait a minute.
Hey, what's up?
Mr. Benjamin's is out here.
Oh! Nailed him with 12 gauge.
He got him. 1, 2, 3. Cobain did it.
Hey, I told him like the hospital with me, homeboy.
Next up, Rico DMF would take on newcomer Bobby Bowe.
We love him. Rico like that.
Christian Greed was the referee, and he was already feuding with Rico DMF. During the match, it seemed like he was hesitant a number of times to count the pinfall for Rico DMF.
Got him in the bulldog.
Got him in the headlock, bulldog. Here we go.
Boy, how to Bobby Bowe reverse. Tripped over the line. He tripped over the vicious line.
The finish came when Christian Greed faked an arm injury, which frustrated Rico DMF. So he hit his super chest and knocked out Christian Greed.
Oh, a super chest! Super chest to the ref.
Now, he did a super chest as a move because he could never hit a super kick the right way. No matter how he tried to position himself, he always ended up kicking people in the chest for some reason. So at some point, we just started calling it a super chest, and that's where he started aiming, and never had a problem after then. Rico then hit his finisher on Bobby Bowe, and by the time the ref woke up, he decided to disqualify Rico DMF.
Rico crawling back. He's got the pin. 1, 2.
No.
The referee saying nothing. He just disqualified Rico DMF. It's over.
TJ Money, the current tag team champion and world champion, defended the world title against Tommy Thunder. It was a back and forth match.
Awesome, Mr. Benjamin. Tommy Thunder going for the black drop. This could end the match. Oh, TJ reversal. Oh,
the transmission, the cut,
Go ahead with the new move. Oh, Tommy Thunder nips up like that. Biscuits on a young boy's omelet tray.
Tommy going for a clothesline.
Oh my God, nipping up on the side.
Oh, the Fatal Fury.
And in the end, TJ Money would retain the title.
No.
Oh, no. Tommy's caught.
He's caught for it.
The F5.
Oh, he nailed the Lesnar. The Lesnar has been nailed. Tommy Thunder won't be able to get out. It's impossible. All TJ has to do is go for the pin.
It's over.
Hand me my belt.
1, 2, 3.
And still your world champion.
Afterwards, they shook hands and agreed to watch the next match, which featured both of their former tag team partners. Mr. Benjamin's the former tag team partner of TJ Money, and myself, Denver Street, the former tag team partner of Tommy Thunder. Christian Greed did a promo, and it was the first time he ever spoke on camera. And you could see the shock on my face and how I'm trying not to laugh because I was so caught off guard by this entire promo and how good it was and how real it seemed compared to everything else we were doing at the time.
You know, what is this crap? You know, I come into this federation, you bring me in here because I'm a professional. You know, I have refereed in almost every major federation in the tri-state area. And I come here to this B4W, this backyard wrestling, and everybody's touching me? People are sneak attacking me? I mean, what is this? Do they understand that I am one, if not the most powerful man in the B4W? And one person who can't get that through their head is Rico. You know what? He wants to lay his hands on me? Well, I'll tell you what. I want to get my hands on him. I want to match with him at the pay-per-view. I want you to make it for me. Do I got it?
Yeah, man, you got it.
All right.
You're the man.
And he's going to be sorry that he ever laid his hands on me.
That promo alone would force us all to step up our game. We also did a vignette where he snuck behind Mumbles and won the hardcore title. We actually had a custom hardcore title made for Christian Greed, which had like a ref design on it. And when I say custom, I mean a belt made out of electric tape and cardboard that I spent way too much time on. Next up was myself as Denver Street against Mr. Benjamin's. It was a no DQ match. We went back and forth. Well, actually, no, we didn't. Benjamin's was still so new, so he literally just beat me up the entire time until TJ Money's music hit. That forced Mr. Benjamin's to eye towards the entranceway, but nobody ever came out. That allowed me to hit my finisher, the Street Sweeper.
Waiting. Oh, he nailed.
Then Tommy Thunder's music hit, but it wasn't supposed to yet, so we did this awkward walk around back into a lockup.
Both men are hated by all. Both are hated by Tommy Thunder. And we got the headlock, takes him over.
It's nothing like a good headlock takeover at the end of a match. Finally, Homeboy Joe Slice came out and helped me win.
Homeboy wins from that title! He got him! Drop and nails the drive-by! Oh my God! There's been no DQ! Christian Greed and Denver Street have made an...
Next up, Mumbles would take on Slug, and the gimmick was they both had one arm tied behind their back. Now, I forget why, and I feel like I should remember, but I don't, and it's for good reason. Something else happened in this match that overshadowed everything else on this show.
Mumbles releasing the gas. Oh, it's the drop kick.
Hey, come on, put your hand back here.
Oh, you got crap on your head. That's just gross, man.
Slug is leaving.
You will not wrestle the Mumbles with a dog crap.
It was dog. Well, we hope it was dog, I guess. Needless to say, that match didn't have a finish, and it never aired on public access. Looking back on these shows, it's crazy to see the bond we all had, and even more crazy when I think about how many of these people just aren't in my life anymore. I mean, some are, but a lot aren't. We're all doing our own things. And that's what makes these videos and this series so enjoyable for me. It's a time capsule of a world that doesn't exist anymore, but somehow it always will. That's all for this week. We'll see you next time, right here on Backyard Wrestling Cinema.
Let me show you. I wouldn't have picked it up. Oh. You got some on your head, Green. Come here. No way. I walked down. Look, you get on the camera. No, turn around. Oh, let me show. Wait, take a picture after this. I won't touch it. Vicious kicks. Oh, Ninjagati!
He got him up!
The running Alabama slam!
Oh! Pops! He almost split! Oh! Up!
Oh!
Oh! Hurricanrana!
Oh! Hurricane! Oh! Power bomb!
Let's check out these two boys. What's up? Benjamin's and Denver Street. See what they're up to.
Sure you don't want to play Madden instead? Might be a little more entertaining.